I found cigarette ash in the passenger seat of Luna's luxury car. She casually said, "The new assistant in the company is not sensible. I proposed a divorce." She looked at me in disbelief. "Just because of this?" "Yes, just because of this. Actually, I'm not such a narrow-minded person. It's just that when I got into the passenger seat of the Porsche Panamera, as soon as I took out the cigarette box, she snatched it and threw it out of the window with a look of disgust on her face. How many times have I told you, don't smoke in my car?" For a moment, I felt a bit wry and put away my lighter. So when I saw the cigarette ash in her car, I knew that she didn't have a cleanliness fetish, she just treated people differently. Obviously, I wasn't the one for whom she could break her principles. In the 3 years of our marriage, Luna had transformed from a novice in the company to a female workplace elite. People who knew her well called her General Manager Luna. As for me, I was just a man who lived off his wife, following Luna around. No one knew that back then, Luna and I started a business together. She drank with clients and had a miscarriage. I asked her to rest at home, but she refused. I couldn't bear to see her like that, so I stepped back and was content to do the logistics work behind her. However, Luna seemed to have forgotten that I was once a top-notch figure in the business world. I was willing to step back because I felt sorry for her. But now, in her eyes, I had become a man who depended on his wife. When I arrived at the company, I sent her the divorce agreement. Luna was stunned. "What do you mean? Henry, do you have someone else outside?" I smiled bitterly. "Don't you know if I do?" She took a deep breath. "So is it because we haven't had a child in 3 years of marriage? I've said it before, I don't want one. Can you people stop forcing me?" By you people, I meant my parents. Last Dragon Boat Festival, when we went home for a meal, my mother indirectly brought up the topic of having a child. Luna was unhappy. She was annoyed at my mother's constant urging for a baby. At first, she made excuses about her poor health. But after I stepped back and spent every day cooking and making soup for her, her health had long since recovered. No, I took out the cigarette box and was about to light a cigarette when Luna slapped the cigarette out of my hand. "I've said it, don't smoke in front of me." I was stunned. Looking at the red mark on the back of my hand from her slap, I suddenly got angry. "Others can smoke in your car, but I can't, right? Your cleanliness fetish is only aimed at me. And you still ask me why I want a divorce. What do you think?" This was the first time I had shouted at her. Luna was stunned for a while before she came to her senses and was left speechless. "Sign the papers. Let's part ways amicably." Seeing that I was serious, Luna couldn't help getting angry. "He's a new recruit in the company this year. He has resources. Otherwise, why would I spoil him? Henry, if you weren't being a hands-off person now, I wouldn't be so tired." Luna probably didn't know that when she was complaining about me, her eyes were full of contempt. There was no resentment, just pure disdain for me. I couldn't help but sneer. "Since it's so tiring and you still have me as a burden, why don't you divorce me? Sign the papers." Seeing that I was determined to divorce, Luna for some reason started making a scene and refused to sign. She directly kicked me out. When I came out, the outer office area was completely silent. I saw that young man at a glance. He spoke to me in a sarcastic tone. "So it's Henry. General Manager Luna has been so stressed lately that she lost her temper. Don't take it to heart." I glanced at his name tag. He was the president's assistant. So he was the one who smoked. No wonder. With such a young and charming guy around, Luna naturally looked down on me. I ignored him and turned to leave, but he took the initiative to see me off. "Henry, if I were you, I'd leave early. Living off a woman isn't that easy. What's more, you're good for nothing. What can you do to help her?" He was certain that I was just a man living off his wife, and now his tone towards me was no longer respectful. I looked at him and reached out to take his name tag. I rubbed it twice and raised my eyebrows. "You think I'm supported by her? Otherwise? General Manager Luna works so hard. A man like you doesn't deserve her. Get out of here. Don't come to the company in the future, or you'll make General Manager Luna angry." After saying that, he took the name tag from my hand, pinned it to his collar, and turned away. I sneered at his back. Everyone in the world said I was the little man behind Luna. But no one knew that when Luna's company was just starting and had difficulties in capital turnover, my family invested 3 million yuan, which brought her company back to life. Later, when the company was on the right track, Luna worked very hard. To make her drink less and make her path smoother, I privately contacted my father's good friends. We directed all the orders to Luna's company, which allowed her to rise to success and become a powerful woman in the industry. Now that the company has stabilized, does she want to kick me aside and look down on me? Luna probably forgot how humble she was when she asked me for help. It's only been 3 years. Maybe because she saw our family move from a villa to a large flat and then to a small 3-bedroom apartment, she thought my family had fallen on hard times? I couldn't help but laugh. My parents just thought the house was too big and it was too lonely for the two of them, so they moved out. In fact, the villa and the large flat are still there. After returning home, I went straight into the house. My mother saw my appearance and frowned tightly. "Why are you back alone? Where's Luna?" "Mom and Dad, I'm going to divorce." My mother was shocked when she heard this. "Why do you want to divorce all of a sudden? Have you thought it through?" My father also had a gloomy face beside her. "Divorcing after 3 years of marriage. Is it because she got angry when we urged her to have a baby last time?" I took a puff of cigarette and exhaled slowly. "She thinks I'm a man who lives off his wife now and don't deserve her." Hearing this, my parents couldn't help but laugh. "Probably she thought our Henry's family was down and out. Since you don't work now, she wants to use you up and then kick you away. Does she have someone else?" I nodded. "More or less. Emotional infidelity is also infidelity. Even if I'm not completely sure, but judging from Luna's attitude towards that boy, I can guess that they must be closer than ordinary people." My mother slapped the table hard. "Cheating during marriage and still having the nerve to look down on you. If that's the case, then divorce." I was a bit taken aback. My mother looked at me and comforted me. "Don't worry. Our Henry family is not the type to pester others. We don't want Luna's company. We still have some savings on hand." My father pulled me into the study and handed me a stack of documents. When I opened them, I was astonished. "Dad, you have so many industries." My father was very proud. "Of course. One doesn't take on a difficult job without the necessary skills. We help in emergencies, not the perpetually poor. The 3 million before was just a drop in the bucket. If I throw 300 million at her, she'll surely pounce on us and suck our blood. The original intention of your mother and I was to let her be grateful to our family and live a good life with you. But we didn't expect her to be an ungrateful person, turning her back on us as soon as she got the chance. Since that's the case, we don't need to be polite to her. Go ahead and do what you want. We don't want this kind of person." With my father's support behind me, I finally felt at ease. Since we have money, I'm going to go all out. Before, I thought our family had at most 10 or 20 million. But now it seems to be more than 10 times that. At this time, I nodded and immediately greeted my father's old friends. My father hosted a dinner for them, stating that he was coming back to the business world and would hand everything over to me. Hearing him say this, several uncles were immediately delighted and patted me. "Henry, your father has finally figured it out. He retired from the peak of his career back then, saying he wanted to enjoy his grandchildren. Unexpectedly, he's coming back for you 3 years later." I felt a bit ashamed. It's all for me. It's not right for me to lie around at home at such a young age. I might as well come out and make a go of it. "That's right. Come to my company to get some experience first." Sebastian, who had watched me grow up, took the initiative to offer an olive branch. "Come and work for me for a while to see how it goes. Then you can gradually get the hang of it. Anyway, you're not in a hurry. Just think of it as having fun. And I have a project that's just starting. How about you give me some advice?" "No problem." I agreed directly. My father also smiled. After this meal and a few drinks, the whole market was about to change. Although my father is no longer in the business world, his legend still lingers. As his son, like father, like son, Sebastian was the first to recruit me. Of course, it wasn't just because of our long-standing friendship. He was more interested in our family's resources. Before, to support Luna's company, my father had used some of his connections for Luna. That's why Luna rose so quickly. Now it's different. Since I've decided to take action, there's no place for Luna's company in this. After the meal, I went back to the small house to pack my things. When I was all done, Luna came back. She reeked of alcohol and was drunk. As expected, it was that young guy who sent her back. When Luna saw me, she snorted coldly. But when she saw the luggage beside me, she was immediately angry. "Henry, what on earth do you want to do? Get a divorce?" "Didn't I already say that?" I handed her the printed divorce agreement. "Give me back the $3 million I invested before. I don't want anything else. Just sign it. After all, someone's waiting for you," I said suggestively. Luna's face turned bright red. You just wait for me, okay? See you at the Civil Affairs Bureau at 9 tomorrow morning." After that, I dragged my suitcase and left. Before I left, the man next to her sneered at me, and I ignored him. "If you want this woman, you can have her. I don't want her anymore." When I got back to my parents' place, that guy quickly sent me a friend request. When I opened it, I found out his name was Lucas. He sent me a video. It was a scene of Luna lying in bed, her fingers intertwined with his. Below the video, Luna's nightgown was exposed. When she came back, she was still wearing her regular clothes, but now she had changed into a nightgown. Besides Lucas, who else could be in the house? This guy really didn't care who saw it. But it's for the best. Since she's already been unfaithful, it's better to get a divorce. After thinking for a while, I sent Lucas a message. "Has she signed the divorce agreement? Lucas, don't tell me you're not attractive enough? You've even got her into bed, but she's still not willing to give you a proper status." Lucas immediately flew into a rage. Just as I was about to send a meme, a red exclamation mark popped up. "Can't take a joke." I smiled and put away my phone. Just as I was about to rest, the door was knocked on. "Henry, come out. You brat, how dare you mention divorce? What do you think you are? Get out here." I jolted up. Why was she here? My parents were also disturbed by the noise. They opened the door and let the person in. It was Luna's sister, Isabel, a parasite in Luna's family. She did nothing but eat, drink, and have fun along with her husband, Edward. They were now standing in the living room like angry chickens. When Isabel saw me, she snorted haughtily with her nose in the air. "Uncle and Aunt, you really have good family education, raising a son like Henry. It really broadens my horizons." "Thank you for the compliment. My son is very good," my mother replied indifferently, sitting on the sofa with her legs crossed, looking at them. Isabel was stunned. In the past, they might not have been overly polite, but at least they wouldn't have such an attitude. She was so stunned that she didn't know what to say for a moment. But Edward next to her spoke up. "I think your Henry family is really unreasonable. You've been living off Luna for 3 years, and now you want a divorce just like that. When Luna called us, she said Henry proposed divorce and also wanted $3 million. What's the deal? You just want to split the property, right?" I sneered. "Property? Luna's worth is more than $30 million now. Is there anything wrong with me taking back my $3 million? If you think it's too much, I can sue. I'll ask a lawyer tomorrow. Since she committed adultery during the marriage, as the fault party, can I get more?" "What did you say? You're slandering her." I directly shoved the video Lucas gave me in front of them. "Take a good look. They're already in bed. Shouldn't I get a divorce?" They didn't expect such a scene. Thanks to Lucas, Luna's face in the video was extremely clear. Her bright red lips and the sounds coming from her mouth even made Isabel blush. My mother slapped the table and said, "Look at the fine daughter your Luna family has raised. Shameless. Cheating on her husband during the marriage and bringing someone back to the room to fool around, and then coming here to question my son. Isabel, is this how you taught your sister? Isabel didn't expect the situation to reverse. Her face immediately turned bright red. She had been living an easy life at home relying on Luna. She was used to buying jewelry until her hands were tired and acting high and mighty at various banquets, thinking she was superior to others. Little did she know that it was all thanks to our Henry family. Now she actually had the nerve to come here and question me, but she was caught off guard by this video. I raised my eyebrows and said, "Go back and tell Luna to sign the divorce papers. Otherwise, I'll release this video. Anyway, our Henry family is not what it used to be. If something happens, I won't lose much, but your Luna family will be in a very different situation." After all, their family had only recently risen in status and didn't have much real strength. Hearing me say this, Isabel could probably imagine that if Luna fell, their whole family would be finished. She couldn't help but feel scared, and Edward even more so. "You can't do that. After all, you've been married for 3 years. I ignored them and just said in a deep voice, "I'll only give you 3 days. If Luna doesn't agree to the divorce, I'll contact the media and release this. Let's see what your Luna family will do then." As soon as I said this, they became anxious. Isabel stammered for a long time but didn't say anything. My mother was more straightforward. She opened the door and drove them out. She turned back to look at me and said, "If I had known her family was so unseemly, I should have had a falling out with her long ago. There was no need to wait until now. You know, sometimes you're just too soft-hearted." I sighed. In fact, it wasn't that I was soft-hearted. At first, I really wanted to have a good life with Luna. When we first met, I had a good impression of Luna. The little girl looked pure and fair-skinned, and it was obvious she had a good family upbringing. But I didn't expect to be deceived by her appearance. After she used me to achieve her goals, she got tired of me. In fact, when we first got married, we were quite sweet. Later, after Luna had a miscarriage and I stepped back to be in the background, she got to see the luxury of the upper class and so many successful people around her. With so many temptations outside, Luna changed. She became cold-blooded and strange. We had fewer and fewer topics to talk about. My disappointment in her accumulated day by day until today. I didn't say much more, just waited patiently. Sure enough, 3 days later, Luna contacted me and asked me to meet at the Civil Affairs Bureau. When we arrived, she didn't show any signs of repentance at all. She just looked at me and said, "Henry, you really have guts. You actually managed to persuade my sister to help you. If you want a divorce, I'll grant you that. But I'll give you the money. In the future, your Henry family must never come around again." I was suddenly amused by her. "Don't worry, I'm giving you the same advice. After the divorce, don't come and pester me. Don't make me look down on you." Lucas came with her. He put his arm around Luna's shoulder and sneered, "It's just a divorce. Kicking you, a man who lives off his wife, aside, her path will only be smoother in the future." I didn't waste any words and went through the procedures with her. There's still a 1-month cooling off period for the divorce. I prayed that nothing would go wrong this month. If Luna found out that our family still had some aces up our sleeves and came back to pester us, it would be bad. Fortunately, Sebastian said I could go to his company, so at least our family's hidden strength hadn't been fully revealed. After signing the papers, I left immediately and went straight to Sebastian's company. Seeing me coming, Sebastian quickly waved me over. "Henry, let me introduce someone to you. This is a brand-name university graduate newly recruited by our company. She's also a famous investor. Don't be fooled by her young age. She's accomplished several projects. She had already brought profits to the company during her internship." I looked at the capable girl with short hair in front of me and nodded to her. "Hello, I'm Henry. I'm Ava. Okay, you young people get to know each other. You two will work together on this project. Try your best to acquire that piece of land in the south of the city." I nodded, took the materials, and started analyzing them with Ava. I originally thought it would be very troublesome, but Ava was very straightforward. "The city is developing towards the south. Actually, this piece of land is very difficult to deal with. Personally, I don't think it's very good. What I'm optimistic about is this piece of land in the east of the city. She spread out the map, and I immediately took a fancy to the land in the east of the city. Indeed, with a business district forming, there will be more investment opportunities there in the future. However, both of these two pieces of land already have owners. Should we take a gamble? Ava's eyes lit up. Sure. There's a charity gala tomorrow night. Gabriel will be there too. Gabriel, as she mentioned, was the owner of those two pieces of land. He was currently eager to find a buyer, but most discerning people didn't think highly of it. Ava and I, however, were very confident. Hearing what I said, Sebastian pondered for a moment. How much confidence do you have? What's the input cost and the profit return? 15 billion to acquire it, and the return will be doubled. I'm confident. Sebastian raised his eyebrows. Henry. Sebastian didn't say anything more, and I said in a deep voice, trust me. These two pieces of land seem to be a losing deal, but it's like my token of allegiance to you, Sebastian. If it doesn't work out, my Henry family will take full responsibility for the gains and losses. Hearing that I was using my family's assets as a guarantee, Sebastian immediately agreed. Okay. If you succeed, I'll give you 3 percentage points. No problem. The money didn't really matter. As long as I wanted to show my abilities, I had to achieve some results. Ava and I analyzed all the pros and cons of those two pieces of land. The next day, we went to the charity gala. But I didn't expect to see Luna. She didn't avoid anyone at all, with Lucas by her side. The two were wearing couples outfits, openly admitting their relationship. When Lucas saw me appear, he immediately laughed and walked towards me on his own initiative. Oh, if it isn't the ex-husband. Which rich girl has the ex-husband latched onto now? He sized up Ava from head to toe. He didn't know her. Just seeing that the clothes Ava was wearing weren't any big-name brands, he showed a look of contempt. Henry is just a man who lives off women. Without Luna, his true colors are revealed. He got 3 million but can't even afford to buy his girlfriend a decent piece of clothing. Ava sized him up and said coldly, you're wearing an out-of-season style from LH. If I'm not mistaken, it's a design from 5 years ago. It's hard to believe you dug it out. You can't even find it on second-hand platforms now. I didn't expect Ava to know about these brands. I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, Luna in your family didn't give you a proper status, and she's even stingy about spending money on you. You're not even as good as me. At least when I was with Luna, I bought my own clothes. Although they weren't top-notch brands, they were at least the latest styles of the season. Lucas' face turned livid. I have money. I don't need her to support me with her money. What right do you have to be here? Are you trying to pester us? Luna was also a bit displeased. Henry, I told you, don't pester me after we break up. How did you get in? Get out of here right away, or I'll call the security guards. I gave her a contemptuous look. Ava beside me took out the invitation letter, and Luna was immediately stunned. I shook my phone. If you keep blabbering, I won't be polite. I haven't deleted the video. Lucas' face turned green, and he pulled Luna away, trying to persuade her. It seems he already knew. Isabel must have talked to him. I smiled. What right does a third party have to bark at me? After we went in, Luna seemed to be in her element, taking Lucas around to greet people. Some people were very embarrassed when they saw me come in, but several of my familiar old friends came over to me. At this time, I heard some sycophantic voices over there. Lucas, you've really won the beauty's heart. General Manager Luna is also straightforward. She kicked out that man who lives off women. She's really done more than enough. If I were Henry, I would have been too ashamed and left on my own initiative. When are you two going to get married? In public, they were actually so shameless. I sneered and watched from afar. Lucas looked delighted, putting his arm around Luna's waist and looking at me triumphantly. Naturally, the good news is coming soon. Everyone come and have a drink at our wedding then. Sure, for sure. Ava looked at me. Can you stand this? Can't stand it. After saying that, I walked over. When Lucas saw me, he became even more arrogant. Here comes the ex-husband. Come on, let everyone get to know him. A professional man who lives off women. Before he could finish, I raised my hand and punched him, knocking him down. Luna shrieked, Henry, are you crazy? Yeah, why are you hitting people? I snorted coldly. Luna, you had an affair during our marriage, and we haven't even got the divorce certificate yet. Do you have the nerve to show up in public? Your Luna family was a poor one back then. Now that you have a bit of money, you openly keep a mistress and make it sound so innocent. This is the first time I've seen such a thing. What did you say? Who's the mistress? Lucas immediately lost his temper. Of course it's you. I looked at Luna. She couldn't hold back anymore. How dare you talk about me? What's your relationship with this woman? Colleague relationship. Luna, don't participate in this charity gala tonight. Go back right away. Don't embarrass yourself here. Luna was furious. Why should I? You didn't organize this. You have no right. He doesn't, but I do. At this time, a path opened up in the crowd. Gabriel and Mrs. Gabriel came out. Her face was displeased as she looked at Luna. In the charity galas I've organized, no one has ever dared to come here with a mistress and make a scene. You're Luna, right? Someone, throw them out. Luna's face turned green. I sneered. I didn't know if she was being too arrogant or just pretending not to know. Mrs. Gabriel and Gabriel have a deep and affectionate relationship. They're well known as a loving couple in the circle. Whoever dares to bring a mistress to such an occasion is slapping them in the face. I deliberately made a scene tonight just to let them know that stupidity is contagious. Without me guiding her from behind, Luna couldn't even get through the door. She opened her mouth, wanting to say something more, but Mrs. Gabriel didn't show any mercy. She directly asked the security guards to throw both of them out. For a moment, the two of them became the laughingstock. The people who had been sycophantic just now didn't say anything now. Mrs. Gabriel smiled at me with a friendly attitude. I thought she looked familiar. Then it dawned on me that I had seen her. My mother seemed to have had afternoon tea with her. My mother often posted on WeChat moments back then, and she had appeared in the photos. Later, after I got married, my mother occasionally invited her to play mahjong, and I was busy taking care of Luna, so I didn't pay much attention. When we got to a quiet place, Mrs. Gabriel said, I'm a friend of your mother's in the Pear Blossom Club. Your mother founded the Pear Blossom Club back then. She always praised you, saying you're smart. I didn't know if Mrs. Gabriel was complimenting me or mocking me, but I still smiled at this moment. Ava beside me then got straight to the point and stated the purpose of our visit in a timely manner. Mrs. Gabriel smiled. I knew you two would come here. Gabriel, you talk to them. I'll go out and greet the guests. Gabriel stayed. He was very interested in our ideas. The three of us had a private talk in the meeting room for over an hour. When we came out, we found Luna and Lucas standing outside. Seeing us come out, Luna immediately came up, raised her hand to hit me, but I grabbed her wrist and threw her aside. What are you going crazy for? Luna barely managed to stand still, looking at me in disbelief. Henry, you did this on purpose. How dare you lay hands on me? So what? Are you that precious? Luna, you've had smooth sailing these past few years. I'm afraid you've forgotten how you got started. Luna was so angry that her eyes seemed to split. Lucas said leisurely beside her, Luna, don't bother with him. Once we complete this project, we'll rise to the top. Crushing him will be as easy as crushing an ant. I shrugged and laughed. Really? Let's wait and see. After that, I directly pulled Ava away. Ava was a bit puzzled. I mean, has your ex-wife always been so blind? She thought for a long time before coming up with this word. I took a deep breath and nodded. Probably. I don't know when she lost her judgment. Forget it, let's not talk about her. Although we reached an agreement with Gabriel that night, it wasn't easy to quickly acquire those 2 pieces of land. The funds hadn't been finalized yet. Instead, Luna and her people won the bid for the land in the south of the city. The bid was 900 million. Luna's family invested all their funds, and Luna successfully won the bid. Seeing this, I couldn't help but frown tightly. They really aren't afraid of a big risk. And Luna was also very proud, frequently posting about the celebration party on Moments. She and Lucas were elated as they were praised by others. Even the previous business partners called me, "Henry, Luna is too arrogant. We just decided to renew the contract, and she wants us to reduce the price by 3 percentage points. Henry, we had an agreement with you before. With your family backing us up, we could offer this price. Now that they've gained power, they want to kick us aside." These were all suppliers. In the past, they gave Luna concessions out of respect for my father. But now Luna wanted to lower the price again. The cost space had already been compressed, and now she still wanted a lower price. These suppliers couldn't bear it anymore. I said in a deep voice, "I've divorced Luna. Now I'm in Sebastian's company. If you're interested, you can come to me." After I spread the news, the previous business partners came to me one after another. Luna somehow learned that I was in the Sebastian group and immediately called me. "Henry, you did this on purpose. How dare you steal my clients?" I sneered at her. "Your clients? They were originally from my Henry family. Now it's just a case of fine birds choosing the right tree to roost in. You, with your big business, look down on them, but you can't expect others to starve, can you? Luna, if you have nothing else to do, focus on maintaining good customer relations. Otherwise, when all your clients are gone, it'll be too late to regret." This was my last piece of advice to her. But Luna didn't take it seriously at all and even laughed at me. "Just you wait. I'll make you regret it." I don't know if I'll regret it or not. I just thought that we would get the divorce certificate in half a month, and I couldn't wait to see her get her comeuppance. The following half month passed with some scares but no real danger. I also reached an agreement with Gabriel. We would buy the 2 pieces of land for 1.5 billion and invite Gabriel to participate in the design. Sebastian was very clear-minded. He took the initiative to offer my father a commission. The two families were old friends. At first, he did it to help me, and my father refused to take the money. My father is a well-known and loyal figure in the business world, full of a chivalrous spirit. In his early years, he met my mother because of his loyalty, and that's why my mother was attracted to him. He has always been like this in business. Now he even took the initiative to give up such a lucrative deal. Everyone in the industry praises him, but Luna didn't know this. She thought I was relying on Sebastian to live and laughed at me everywhere. Seeing her so recklessly belittling me, everyone looked at her like she was a fool. Ava and I cooperated tacitly. In half a month, we pushed Luna into a corner with no way out. We had sufficient funds, and with my father's open and covert help, although he didn't come forward directly, at least many people knew about the grudges between our family and hers. Who would dare to mess with us? For a while, Luna seemed to be in a desperate situation. But after all, she had seen big scenes and still stubbornly held on. Now I'm curious. Lucas said he had a background and connections at home. What exactly is his background? At least I haven't seen it yet. Half a month later, I called Luna to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get the divorce certificate. Luna was 3 hours late, which scared me to death. I thought she had changed her mind. When she finally showed up, I couldn't help but sigh in relief. "I thought you weren't coming," Luna said through gritted teeth. "You're so eager to divorce me?" My heart skipped a beat. "Are you kidding? You've already slept with someone. Should I keep you around for the new year?" "Cut the crap. Don't tell me you regret it? Do you still have feelings for me? Then let's not get divorced." Hearing this, she immediately snorted. "You wish." She dragged me to get the certificate, and I finally felt relieved. However, last time was just for registration and procedures, and Lucas came with her. This time, when we were officially getting the divorce certificate, Lucas didn't show up. Was he trying to avoid suspicion? But I didn't think too much about it. Half an hour later, we got the divorce certificate, and I felt a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Luna gave me a fierce glare. "You just wait." I waved at her and turned to leave. Ava was waiting for me in the car. Seeing Luna gnashing her teeth in the wind, I was in a great mood. Next came the hunting time. Luna had bet 900 million, all her funds, and even took out a bank loan. She probably didn't know that this was originally a long-term development project that required a huge amount of investment. With Luna's family's current situation, they probably couldn't afford it. But in the past, my family always backed her up, and even my father secretly filled in the gaps. So she thought she was very capable. But now that our two families have separated, she can't find any source of funds at all. The bank also rejected her loan application. Luna was stunned. She started begging everyone for help, running around in a frenzy. When the news reached me, I smiled. Why doesn't she ask Lucas for help? Ava looked gossipy. You don't know yet, do you? Lucas is a bankrupt rich second generation who specifically targets rich women. He just made a wrong judgment this time. He embezzled 5 million from Luna and tried to run away. Luna found out, and they got into a huge fight and even called the police. It's said that a lot of people in their company have started to resign. Some of them regret it and say they should have worked with you in the first place. I couldn't help but laugh. Those who bring about their own misfortune can't be helped. All right, stop caring about them. First, let's get our own things done. Is the plan I asked you to do ready? Ava sighed. You're really a ruthless capitalist. I've been on business trips twice a week for a whole week, and when I came back, you asked me to make 3 plans. The capable should do more. I'll give you a raise later. Sebastian has already said that you're a rare business prodigy. Hurry up and bring the plan. After that, the two of us will have a good meal. It's on me today. My words finally made her happy. Despite her serious look, she's actually a young girl at heart. Ava and I get along very well and are great work partners. 3 months later, we announced that the construction of the high-end industrial residential area officially started. Luna saw my name among the shareholders and immediately came charging over. By then, she was already deeply in debt. When she saw me, she pushed through the crowd and lunged at me. Henry, you lied to me. Your family is so rich, and you tricked me into getting a divorce. You're not a human being. I pushed her away and patted my clothes in disgust. What did I lie to you about? Your heart, your money, or did I lie to you about investing? Wasn't it you who didn't want to have a child and fooled around with a fake rich second generation? Luna, don't think you're so important that I would scheme against you. Luna's face turned pale immediately. Ava smiled beside her. Henry, we can go for the ribbon cutting. I'll handle things here. Ava pushed me over to the ribbon cutting. She led people to stop Luna. Luna glared at her viciously. Don't think I don't know. You just want to cling to him because he's rich. I'm telling you, I've tried this trick, and it doesn't work. As I walked further away, I couldn't hear what Ava said to her. I only saw her make a gesture, and Luna's face turned pale. She left in a hurry. After the ribbon cutting, I asked her, what exactly did you say to her? Ava shrugged. I just showed her that video and also posted it online. I told her to hurry up and find a media public relations team. I was a bit surprised. You're really ruthless. Of course. Sebastian said that once this kind of unreliable woman sees you making a comeback, she'll definitely pounce on you again. So to solve this problem once and for all, make her a social outcast, and she'll never dare to come back again. I took a deep breath, feeling quite emotional. At this time, Ava looked at me. Do you know what Luna said about you? She said that if it weren't for your money, she wouldn't have been with you in the first place. Do you think you're the kind of person who's stupid and has a lot of money? I tapped her on the head. It seems you didn't work enough overtime last night. Pack up and go to the neighboring city to explore the market. I'll give you a 30% raise. Ava wailed. You're really a ruthless capitalist. I smiled. I'm not a kind-hearted person. When I was with Luna, I really liked her. Besides, it was my first relationship, and I had no idea how treacherous the world could be. Now I've learned from this experience. I'd better focus on making money. There are many women who are compatible with me, but this time I won't be so stupid. Luna came to me a few times later, but I sent people to deal with her. She finally realized the huge gap between us. While looking up to me, she also felt ashamed. And I had someone bring Lucas here and let the two of them fight it out, leaving me in peace.